How you guys doing, GLC? Just wanted to give you guys an update. Porter Price, he's officially out of the hospital. He's been discharged, and things are looking really good. They're finally back home, and not this week, but the next week, they're planning to come out to GLC. So I hope you guys can welcome them and continue to pray for them, because it's a long road ahead. But again, like I said, things are looking really good, and it appears that the recovery is definitely on pace to be a quick one. And again, Porter's going to be able to return to just normal living, just out of the hospital. So I think that's beautiful. Again, it's just another example of how God is moving. Another beautiful update. The family that I mentioned before, Kieran and Ida, they were arrested by the Malaysian government for being Christians, and they're being prosecuted. But a recent update, they recently were released from captivity, and right now they're in the process of moving back to a new home, and they have 6 months to be able to kind of figure out the legal details. But again, with the favor of God, things are looking really good, and very soon they're going to be able to progress with their normal life, back with their kids. And so again, powerful things happening all across the world. So the word that I want to share today, that's just been in my heart this past week, is what have we chosen to do? What is our calling? I met a lady who has 2 master's degrees, and so she has spent a lot of time, a lot of resources to get her education. And ran into her while I was down here in Arizona, and she works for Child Protective Services. And she was telling me about how intense the qualification process is, and I don't know if it's required, but it was definitely preferred that they have master's degree in higher ed education. And so again, this lady was very qualified, very educated, but the shocking thing was that her pay was only $30,000. I mean, basic math, I mean, she's getting about $14, $15 an hour, and for having 2 master's degrees. And I remember just talking with her and how frustrated she was that she wasn't being compensated for her work, even though she has spent a lot of time getting education and things like that. But she recognized that she was called to perform a very important work, and she was passionate about it. So the question that I want to present to you is, what have you been called to do? And what are some of the distractions, some of the objections that are in your life that are preventing you from doing what you've been called to do? And although you may feel like you're overqualified for the position, the reality is that you've been called to that position because you need to fill it. And so I challenge you guys that if you feel like you're called to do something, rather than doubt or see what your resume is, or thinking about the other possible opportunities that may be out there, if you're called to something at that very moment, it's because you are needed at that time. And I challenge you guys to really consider those times when you are called, and to act upon it in prayer, and then act upon it just in service. And I think when we do these things, we're going to be able to grow in a deeper way with the Lord.